New this morning on your fast track to the top of the hour, an unimaginable tragedy is rocking even seasoned police officers in Kansas City. A 35-year-old woman is suspected of decapitating a 6-year-old child and the family dog, telling police she believed the devil was trying to attack her. Police got a call from Tasha Hafes Tuesday night saying that someone was trying to hurt her. When officers arrived at her home, they found the murder scene and evidence of the killings. Hafes is now in jail without bond for murder. A former Minneapolis police officer charged in George Floyd's killing says he deferred to Derek Chauvin during Floyd's arrest because Chauvin was his senior officer, and that's what he had been trained to do. J. Alexander King testified yesterday in the civil rights trial going on in St. Paul. He is the second officer to take the witness stand in that trial. King says he was concerned about the officers' inability to stop Floyd from thrashing around as they tried to arrest him. And that went on when Thomas Lane suggested changing the restraint, but Chauvin disagreed. King is expected to pick up with prosecutors on the cross-examination today. King, Tao, and Thomas Lane are all accused of depriving George Floyd of medical care. The heat is back on this morning. We have new information on a power outage that impacted nearly 2,000 customers in West Fargo. Cass County Electric is now confirming that the cause was equipment failure at a substation. The power went out around 6 last night. It was restored just before 10 o'clock. New this morning, no gold for Team USA women's hockey at the Beijing Winter Olympics. Team USA lost to Canada 3-2 in what was almost a come-from-behind effort by the Americans. The U.S. was down 3-0 at one point. Then they scored once in the second period and again in the third. But they just couldn't hit that last one. The silver medal is the 4th ever medal for the U.S. women. The U.S. women have never won a gold medal game when they were playing Canada. 6:51 now on this Thursday morning. Let's get a track of that fast track forecast. A lot to watch out for in 24 hours, Lisa.
That's certainly true. Today we have the cold. Tomorrow it's going to be the clipper bringing the snow and the wind. And we have a first alert weather day for Friday for that. And it does start up later tonight. So we're really looking at some changes happening here quickly. And we do have some alerts to talk about. Winter storm watch in effect for Friday. Well, late tonight and into Friday, we should say. And there are a couple of counties in the east that have been added. That includes Monoman County, western parts of Becker, and western parts of Otter Tail, back over into Grant County, in addition to the counties that have already been warned. So looking like we may see some of those potential blizzard conditions spread eastward. And a high wind watch for the James River Valley, where we're not necessarily expecting the low visibility, but still looking at the potential for 50 to 60 mile-per-hour wind gusts tomorrow. And today, there's just enough wind combined with the cold to create a wind chill factor for us, and we are under a wind chill advisory until about 9 a.m. in most areas here. And here's a look at our current temperatures and wind chills. We are into the teens and 20s below for our temperatures. It's 10 below in Fargo, a wind chill of 27 below. Grand Forks is at 20 below, a wind chill of 37 below. Thief River Falls, not enough wind to affect us there as far as wind chills are concerned, but our temperatures already at 22 below. It's already cold enough. And Bemidji, another area where we have some strong enough winds to bring us down into the 30s below. So again, just a reminder, you're going to want to cover up this morning and wear that extra layer and heavier coat here today. So right now in the valley, it's pretty quiet. We've got clear skies, a nice sunrise happening. Out to the west, keeping an eye on a few clouds and some flakes over by Bismarck. But that is not the clipper we've been talking about. That's actually well up to the north and west of us, still up into Alberta, and that will continue to make its way south and east and approach us for later tonight in our western counties and beyond. So until then, not too bad as far as sky conditions are concerned, but it will be cold out at the bus stop this morning. Temperatures teens and 20s below to start off the day. The wind not all that strong, but just enough again to see those wind chills as low as they are. This afternoon, likely to spend the day below 0. We're looking at 3 below for Fargo. Wind out of the south, starting to turn out of that southerly direction, but we'll still be struggling to warm up. We'll see that happen later tonight as that wind picks up. And then we're looking at, of course, Friday, that first alert weather day. Winds will be increasing overnight. We'll see by tomorrow morning some gusts into the 30s and 40s. And then as the morning goes along, right now it looks like some of our strongest winds late morning and into early afternoon with those gusts into that 50 to 60 mile-per-hour range. Weekend, be aware that there's still going to be some spotty areas of snow. And then heading into next week, watching for another potential system to be impacting us. So just some reminders here, Jordan. as we plan ahead for tomorrow, because we still have time today to do that. If you're planning to travel, first of all, we want to rethink that since we have a winter storm watch in effect, but make sure you share your travel plans and check back with us again tomorrow morning. You want that full gas tank, fully charged cell phone, even if you're just going to be heading from one town to the next. If you think it's going to be an easy drive, you may not actually discover that.
It could turn out to be real difficult.
A lot of folks last week did. You know, they started to head out, got maybe to the stop sign and realized I can't see anything, and turned around and went back home. And that was a smart choice, but we'll be keeping you updated right here at Valley News Live throughout the next 24 hours.
Yeah, all right. A lot to go over with this system. Could have a lot of impacts. Lisa, thank you this morning. It is now 6:55. A missing Jamestown teenager has been found safe. Police say 17-year-old Alexis Klein was located last night at a hotel in Jamestown. No other details are available right now. 2 women are facing murder charges after the fentanyl overdose death of an Elbow Lake, Minnesota man. Rachel McMillan of Elbow Lake and Montana Hedstrom of Dalton are accused in Jonathan Mertland's death. He was found not breathing at his Elbow Lake home last March and then died several days later. McMillan and Hedstrom are suspected of supplying that drug to Mertland. Look for new cameras on your kid's school bus. Minnesota legislators are approving a $3.5 million grant for new stop arm cameras. State transportation officials say there were more than 1,000 stop arm violations a year before the coronavirus hit. That altered some bus schedules. Cameras will help police track down those violators. Now, state law requires that you stop when a school bus puts out that stop arm and activates those flashing red lights. The law also applies to people who are in front of and even behind that school bus. Traffic is moving again normally this morning at the U.S.-Canada border near Pembina, North Dakota. The last blockade is over after truckers and farmers at the Emerson-Manitoba crossing moved out yesterday. Police say officers escorted the last of the protesters away from that area, and they will remain at the border to make sure the highway and border can stay open. Part of the negotiations to end the blockades across Canada included ensuring there would be no charges against those protesters. A Fargo bar is going high-tech to fight back against fake IDs. Sports Bar is using a forensic scanner to read driver's licenses, and staff there say they have caught a lot of bogus IDs. Fargo's police chief would like to see all of the bars get those scanners.
So I think there's a lot of different technology out there to do this, and I think it's a smart business move, and I think we should really recognize the businesses that are doing that.
The Liquor Control Board likes the scanner idea as well because they appear to be helping local bars and businesses. The mayor of Hawley has his eyes on the Minnesota State Capitol. Jim Joy says that he is running for the state seat currently being vacated by Paul Marcourt. Joy has served as the mayor of Hawley for the past 6 years, is a reserve police officer for the city, and owns and operates a gas and convenience store there as well. Lots to be proud of, but plenty of work still to do. That's what North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum said in his delivery in the annual State of the State address in Fargo. The governor says keeping schools open during the pandemic is a measure of North Dakota's resiliency. He also highlighted more than 30,000 new businesses that started in the last 2 years, and with them, investments of more than $21 billion.
To be a North Dakotan in 2022 means that we're living in a land of incredible opportunity. Ours is clearly a state that's been blessed with abundant natural resources and some of the richest and most productive soil.
Governor Burgum also says workforce shortages continue to hamstring the economy, and there needs to be more technology industries to diversify the economy. He also thinks local governments should refrain from raising property taxes, and that lawmakers need to invest more to guard against ever-increasing cybersecurity threats to the state and its citizens. Prepare for a bit of a sugar rush. Girl Scout cookie season launches tomorrow. New this year, the Adventurefuls, which is described as a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel-flavored cream and a hint of sea salt. I've had one of the new cookies. They're pretty good. Girl Scouts use their cookie earnings to better their communities, explore new things in STEM and the outdoors, and to plan travel adventures as well. There's a call to action for public art. The City of Fargo's Arts and Culture Commission is asking for ideas for visual or performance-based, permanent, and even temporary, free and accessible to the public art ideas to improve the community. The application process closes on March 18th. There's a Q&A session coming up next Thursday from 10 to noon at the Downtown Library Community Room. The Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. More live up-to-the-minute news and weather coming up for you right now on the Fargo CW. That's where you can find Lisa Green again as she tracks the first alert weather day that could have big impacts on your evening and tomorrow morning drive. Otherwise, have a happy and safe Thursday, everyone.